Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is SLK. I'm a singer, a songwriter, and I also love to talk. So when I'm not performing or writing songs, I'm talking. So today we're going to talk about living with neighbors. I feel like neighbors are the next to your colleagues. Neighbors are the one set of people that you want to be at peace with all the time, for obvious reasons, because these are people that you see every day and you practically live with. So I'm going to be dropping a few tips on how to live in peace with neighbors. So before you pay for that apartment, before you settle down, you might want to watch this, so stick around. Okay, so first and foremost, when you're looking for an apartment, I'm going to narrow this for families, right? So if you're married, you have kids, you might want to watch this video. So when you're looking for an apartment, first and foremost, do not move in to an apartment that has a lot of single people in it. Now, don't come for me. I'm not saying that there are single people that you cannot live in peace with. I'm just saying that when you have common interests, it creates for a level playing field. In my first apartment, there was this particular neighbor who was single at the time, that every time we had to share the bill, or if we had to fix something in the house and we split the bill amongst ourselves, she would say something like she doesn't have, or sometimes she would say, it's just me and there are two of you or two or more of you. The bill isn't supposed to be split equally amongst us. And I'm like, what makes you feel like you are more entitled than I am? So you see, so just stick in an apartment or live in a building that has families like you. I mean, husband, wife, and children. Secondly, if you're moving into the apartment or you have a neighbor that is moving in, it will be nice to introduce yourself. Now, when you introduce yourself, you already create an impression that, oh, this is just going to be a jolly ride and I'm a good neighbor and everything will be cool, right? Thirdly, I think I should have said this before the second one. Do not move into an apartment with landlords. Now, most often than not, a lot of people have bad experiences with landlords. That is not to say that there aren't good landlords to live with, but I'm just saying that it is easier because most landlords have this rule of not coming home late, or some certain rules that may not just apply to you as an adult. So it's best to stay in an apartment that does not have your landlord living with you, right? Then fourth, you want to make sure that your apartment is independent of each other. And what do I mean by that? You don't want to move into an apartment where you are sharing the same power line or power supply line. So you want to make sure that your power supply line is individual and separate of each other's apartment, because for obvious reasons, there are sometimes your neighbors will feel like, oh, I shouldn't be paying this amount of money because I don't use as much power or I don't consume as much power as you do. So it's just best you have your own power line so that everybody answers their surname by themselves, right? Lastly, you want to assign roles. You want to make sure that there is a particular neighbor, right, that you can assign roles to. And what do I mean? For instance, now if you live in such an apartment where most of the time you will have to contribute money together to pay for a certain bill or to pay your security guard, or if there's an issue, you want to make sure that there is a neighbor that will do that, especially if the money is going to be collected monthly. Now, tips on being nice to your neighbor. Greeting goes a long way. Nigerians love to be greeted, even though you greet them and still abuse them at the end of the day, they don't mind. And then also, you also want to, not everybody would be open to this, but it would be nice if you have a party at your apartment or a birthday or some kind of celebration, you can extend the courtesy of inviting your neighbor. Now, some of them will honor it, but just the mere fact that you extended an invitation to them says a lot, and hopefully you live in peace with your neighbors. So thank you for watching my video, and if this video was helpful, let me know in the comment section. If you've had horrible experiences, I'd like to hear about it. Until then, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.